On here. Giving out Halloween candy or something. Fire away.
Talking about Robbie Finley coming up with the big goal again in the 88th minute.
Yeah, I mean, he's the man of the hour for us at the moment, and he was there to finish off what I thought was an unbelievable play by Yeromov to get that ball turned and start doing a fantastic cross for him. So hats off to both those guys.
It seemed like it was a little uneven then when Yuri came into the game. He sort of added a spark.
Yeah, he did what he and Robbie and most of the players that have been coming into games for us need to do. They need to add some energy. It's not good enough just to continue with what's been going on. That's why we make substitutions. We want a little bit more, and I thought Yuri gave it to us.
Jason, how critical is it to have that 1-0 advantage versus looking at a 0-0 draw going back to Columbus?
Yeah, it's big. It's big. It puts us, gets our foot out there, and I think it gives us a little bit of a cushion. Although I'm not so sure I'm going to approach that match thinking about that cushion, to be honest.
Jason, how surprised were you to see the current MVP, the career's leading scorer, sitting on the bench to start the game?
Surprised, real surprised. But again, I don't know the inside of the Columbus Crew locker room. I don't know what's going on. I don't have all of the information that goes into that decision. But yeah, I mean, we're feeling good about it. We felt good when he wasn't in the lineup, and felt good that he didn't come late in the game. I thought sure he'd come in late in the game.
Was it Columbus's tactics that seemed to be bothering you guys a little bit, or were you happy with the way the flow of your play?
No, I'm honestly am a little disappointed in the play tonight. A little disappointed that we couldn't be a little more stylish. I like to win our games at home with a little more flair and a little bit more possession. But it's the playoffs, and things are different. Again, when you get yourself into a two-leg series like this, you're going to have a team that's just not going to open themselves up, even when it goes 1-0. I'm thinking Columbus is going to start throwing things forward, but they look around. I think that they're content with 1-0, and so it does make it difficult. The game takes a long time to open up. I'm not so sure it did. I mean, looking at the stats, 8 shots and 7 shots. That's about half of what's usually produced here.
Jason, switching formations there in the last 10 minutes seemed to come with a risk. I mean, you could have given up a counterattack. Was it a goal that you had to get a lead leaving here?
I wanted to win in the worst way, and was willing to make any changes to make that happen, to go for it. I wasn't going to be content 0-0 for sure. And when we went 1-0, I was trying to get the message out there to the guys that I wanted a second one. I was hoping that they would have the same energy and go after it, because I think that we have the fitness level to maintain that. And I think our defenders are good enough that we can take risks offensively to go for that second goal. I'm not so sure I got that message out to all the guys, but I tried.
Jason, how do you feel about the midfield play, and then what do you think we need to do better going to Columbus?
Well, again, the possession wasn't high enough tonight for me. There wasn't enough passes connected. I felt like in the first half we had a team that looked a little scared, which is surprising for me because really in the last month or so, over the critical matches, I think we've had a team that's played very good soccer. And then going back to last year in our first round of the playoffs, we had a team that played fantastic soccer. And so for me, I'm not sure why. Perhaps it is sort of that feeling in the players about having 2 games to play. But I thought we were just missing too many passes. And our movement in the midfield wasn't good enough either. But I thought it got better in the second half.
Anything else, guys?
Jason, on the kind of a short time period between the next game, talk about maybe your thought process with what you'll do. I know you won't give us lineups and all that, but are certain guys.
James, I was going to give you the lineup this time.
Oh, you were?
Now you said that you don't want it, so fair enough.
How do you approach it with a shorter time frame?
Again, it's the training sessions between now and then are mostly about regeneration. You're not going to be trying to overwork the guys. You're not going to be giving them too much to worry about between now and then. You're mostly concerned with, okay, who feels good, and you try to get the guys to be honest. That's the biggest thing, because everybody wants to play, and if you go to them and ask them, hey, how are you feeling? Come on, be honest. You can pretty much expect you're not getting anything close to that, because the guys aren't going to tell you the truth. They'll lie just to play. But we do have to consider fatigue and certainly small injuries, and whether or not we want to start with fresher legs Thursday night.
It seems to be Euro's last game here in the stadium.
Mm-hmm.
Did you, when his play, when he went in, did you think that was sort of something that propelled him a little forward?
I hope so. I hope so, because I think he's been the beneficiary of some fantastic fan support here. And I hope that he realized that this was a special night for him to be in this building for the last time. But let's not say never, because we'll want him to come back in the worst way. We will keep our doors wide open and our arms wide open to welcome him back if he chooses.
Jason, what was your halftime speech today to the guys? Do you think they produced that? And what will be this half-game speech?
True, because now we're at halftime. That was like quarter time.
Right.
No, the speech was basically what I just told you when you asked me about the possession. I thought that there was a lot of guys that were playing with a little bit of fear, and I couldn't understand why. And really tried to get at them a little bit and say, you got no reason to be scared. You guys are fantastic players that can play a fantastic soccer when you go about it with a little confidence, with a little swagger, with a real positive mentality. And I just thought we had a little bit too negative mentality, a little bit of too much questioning what ifs, and so just try to get the guys to feel good about themselves.
I think you'll have an easier time getting over that if it still exists with a little bit of a cushion and knowing that Columbus is struggling a bit offensively.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, again, are we improving? And I would say the answer is yes. From the first half to the second half, we improved, and we'll look to improve now in the second match over the first match.
Is that the problem on the road, Jason, that this team sometimes gets talented?
I think so. I think so.
All right, guys, locker room's open.
What do you say about the fans, Jason, tonight?
Yeah, I mean, simply fantastic. It wasn't the biggest crowd of the year, but they were certainly into it and loud. And I haven't been in this building yet when I wasn't real pleased with the crowd response. Fantastic.